The night shift was almost over. Kang Do-hyun wiped the grease from his hands and looked at the big clock on the wall. 3 more hours, then he could go home, eat something hot, and sleep for 10 hours straight. He was tired. Very tired. Working on Space Station Harmony 7 was not easy. The station was old, and something always broke. Today, it was the cooling system. In Docking Bay 12, yesterday, it was the lights in the food hall. Tomorrow, who knows what would break next. Do-hyun walked through the lower level of the station. This area was quiet at night. Most people were sleeping. Only a few workers like him were awake, fixing things, keeping the station running. He liked the quiet. It gave him time to think. He was heading back to the maintenance room when he heard a strange sound. A loud crash. Metal hitting metal. Then silence. Do-hyun stopped walking. He turned his head and listened. Nothing. Maybe he imagined it. He was very tired, after all. But then he heard it again. A different sound this time. Not a crash. Something else. Something that sounded like crying. He followed the sound. It took him to the waste disposal sector. This was the lowest part of the station. Nobody came here except maintenance workers. The air smelled bad. Old garbage and chemicals. There, behind a pile of broken machines, Do-hyun saw something that made him stop breathing. An escape pod. Small and damaged. Smoke was coming from its side. The door was open. Do-hyun ran to it. His heart was beating fast. Escape pods meant trouble. Escape pods meant someone was running from danger. He looked inside the pod and froze. An alien woman lay on the floor. She was not moving. Her skin was pale blue, and strange patterns covered her arms and face. These patterns were glowing softly, but the light was weak, dying. Blood. There was so much blood. Dark purple blood covered the floor of the pod, but that was not what made Do-hyun's heart stop. 3 small children sat beside the woman. They were crying. Their tiny hands touched the woman's face. They were trying to wake her up. The children looked like the woman but smaller. Much smaller. Their skin glowed with soft colors. Blue, green, yellow. But the colors were flickering. Scared colors. Do-hyun did not think. He climbed into the pod. "Hey," he said softly. "Hey, it's okay. I'm here to help." The children looked at him. They had large eyes. Very large. And those eyes were filled with fear. One of them, the biggest one, made a sound. A clicking sound. He pushed the other 2 children behind him, protecting them. Do-hyun's heart broke a little. These children thought he would hurt them. "No, no," he said. He held up his hands. "I won't hurt you. I promise. Let me help your mother." He did not know if they understood his words. But he hoped they understood his voice. His gentle voice. Slowly, very slowly. Do-hyun moved closer to the woman. He checked her neck for a pulse. There. Weak but there. She was alive. He looked at her wounds. Bad. Very bad. She had been shot. Maybe 3 times. The wounds were burned and bleeding. Do-hyun grabbed his tool belt. He always carried basic medical supplies. Every maintenance worker did. You never knew when someone would get hurt on the station. He pulled out bandages and medicine. His hands shook as he worked. He was not a doctor. He was just an engineer. But he had to try. The children watched him. They stopped crying. They were very quiet now, watching every move he made. Do-hyun cleaned the wounds as best as he could. He put medicine on them. Medicine to stop infection. Then he wrapped bandages around the woman's body. Tight. To stop the bleeding. His shirt was covered in purple blood now. His hands too. But the bleeding was slowing down. Good. That was good. Station security, Do-hyun said out loud. I need to call station security. He reached for his communication device, but a small hand grabbed his arm. One of the children. The smallest one. A girl, he thought. She shook her head. Her eyes were so big. So scared. No? Do-hyun asked. You don't want me to call for help? The girl made a sound. A sad sound. Then she pointed at the woman and made another sound. Urgent. Do-hyun understood. They were afraid. Afraid of more people. Maybe they were running from someone. Maybe they did not trust anyone except their mother. Okay. Do-hyun said. Okay. No security. Not yet. He looked at the woman again. She needed a hospital. Real doctors. But the children were so scared. And the medical bay staff. They had never treated this kind of alien before. What if they made a mistake? What if they made things worse? Do-hyun made a decision. A stupid decision, maybe. I'll take you to my place, he said. Just for tonight. Until your mother wakes up. Then we can figure out what to do. The children did not understand his words. But when he picked up the woman carefully, they did not stop him. They followed him. The three of them stayed close to his legs as he carried their mother out of the pod. The walk to his quarters took 20 minutes. It felt like 20 hours. Do-hyun's arms hurt. The woman was not heavy, but carrying her for so long was hard. The children followed behind him, silent. Every time someone walked past them in the hallway, the children pressed closer to him, hiding. Finally, they reached his small apartment. Do-hyun put the woman on his bed. It was not much. Just a small room with a bed, a desk, and a tiny kitchen. But it was safe. Private. The children climbed onto the bed immediately. They pressed against their mother. One of them was crying again. Soft, quiet crying. Do-hyun felt helpless. He did not know what to do. He did not know anything about these aliens. What if the mother died? What would happen to the children? He sat on the floor beside the bed. He was so tired. So very tired. The biggest child, the boy who had protected the others, climbed down from the bed. He walked to Do-hyun. He looked at him for a long moment. Then the child did something strange. He put his small hand on Do-hyun's hand. His skin was warm. The patterns on his skin glowed brighter, blue and gold. The child made a clicking sound, then another. It sounded almost like words. Do-hyun did not understand. But he smiled. A tired, sad smile. You're welcome, he said softly. I'll keep you safe. I promise. The other two children climbed down too. They came to Do-hyun. They touched his arms, his hands. Their skin glowed in different colors now. Not scared colors. Different colors. Do-hyun did not know it then, but something important had just happened. Something that would change his life forever. The children had chosen him. In the darkness of his small room, with an injured alien woman on his bed, and three glowing children sitting beside him, Do-hyun closed his eyes for just a moment. Just a moment of rest. Tomorrow, he would figure out what to do. Tomorrow, he would call for help. Tomorrow, he would find out who these people were and why they were running. But tonight, he would keep them safe. That was enough for now. Do-hyun woke up to strange sounds, clicking and humming. For a moment, he forgot where he was. Then everything came back to him. The escape pod. The injured woman. The children. He opened his eyes. The three children sat on the floor beside him. They were watching him. Their skin glowed softly in the dim light of the room. Blue, green, and purple colors moved across their bodies like waves. Good morning, Do-hyun said. His voice was rough from sleep. The children tilted their heads. One of them, the girl, smiled. At least, Do-hyun thought it was a smile. Her mouth curved up at the edges. Do-hyun stood up slowly. His back hurt from sleeping on the floor. He looked at the bed. The woman was still unconscious, but her breathing seemed better. Stronger. He checked the bandages. Good. No new bleeding. The medicine was working, but she needed a real doctor. Do-hyun knew this. He could not keep her here forever. She needed proper care. There was a knock on the door. The children jumped. They ran to the bed and pressed against their mother. Their colors changed. Dark red. Fear colors. It's okay, Do-hyun said quickly. It's probably just my friend. He opened the door a little bit. Lee Junho stood outside. He was also a maintenance engineer. They had worked together for 3 years. Do-hyun, you missed the morning meeting, Junho said. Boss is angry. Where were you? He stopped talking. He saw the children on the bed. His eyes went wide. What the hell? Junho whispered. Do-hyun pulled him inside quickly and closed the door. I can explain, Do-hyun said. You better, Junho said. He stared at the alien woman and children. Are those Villani? Do-hyun, what did you do? Villani? Do-hyun asked. You know what they are? Everyone knows what Villani are. Junho said. They're rare. Very rare. They don't usually come to places like this. He moved closer to the bed. Is she hurt? Why didn't you take her to the medical bay? Do-hyun explained everything. The escape pod, finding them, the children's fear, his decision to bring them here. Junho listened without speaking. When Do-hyun finished, Junho sat down on the desk chair. He rubbed his face with both hands. You're in big trouble, Junho said. You know that, right? You're supposed to report all refugees immediately. It's the law. I know, Do-hyun said. But look at them. They were so scared. Junho looked at the children. The biggest one was still watching them carefully, protecting his siblings. They're children, Junho said softly. Just children. Will you help me? Do-hyun asked. Junho was quiet for a long moment. Then he sighed. You're my friend, he said. And you're an idiot. But yes. Thank you, Do-hyun said. Relief flooded through him. But we need to report this, Junho said. Today. Right now. That woman needs real medical care. And those children need food. Proper food. Do you even know what Villani eat? Do-hyun looked at the children. He had not thought about that. No, he admitted. See? Junho said. You can't keep them here. We need to get them proper help. Do-hyun knew Junho was right, but he was afraid. What if security took the children away? What if they separated them from their mother? As if she heard his thoughts, the woman on the bed moved. Her eyes opened. They were silver, beautiful silver eyes. She looked around the room, confused, scared. Then she saw her children and made a sound. A crying sound. The children climbed onto the bed. They touched her face, her hands. They were clicking and humming, talking to her in their language. The woman tried to sit up but cried out in pain. Do-hyun moved to help her, but she flinched away from him, afraid. The biggest child, the boy, made sounds to his mother. He pointed at Do-hyun. The woman looked at Do-hyun. She studied his face for a long time. Then she made sounds back, soft sounds. The boy climbed down from the bed and walked to Do-hyun. He took Do-hyun's hand and pulled him closer to the bed. The woman watched this. Her silver eyes were wet with tears. She said something. Words Do-hyun could not understand. But her voice was grateful. He could hear it. Gratitude. I need to get you help, Do-hyun said. He spoke slowly and clearly. A doctor. Medicine. You're hurt very badly. The woman did not understand his words. But Junho had an idea. Wait here, Junho said. He left the room and came back 5 minutes later with a translation device. It was old and basic, but it worked. Junho turned it on and handed it to the woman. She looked at it, then spoke into it. The device made crackling sounds. Then it spoke in Korean. You saved us, the device said. The voice was flat and emotionless, but the words were clear. Yes, Do-hyun said. I found you. In the docking bay. You were hurt. The woman spoke again. The translation came a moment later. My name, Lyra, my mate. Dead. Killed. We ran. Far. To save children. Raiders. They found us. Shot our ship. Do-hyun felt a heavy weight in his chest. Her mate was dead. These children had lost their father. I'm sorry, he said. Lyra looked at her children. She spoke, and the device translated. They bond, quickly, with you. This is, problem. Bond? Do-hyun asked. What does that mean? Lyra struggled to sit up. The children helped her. She spoke slowly into the device. Villani children. When in danger. When saved. They bond with protector. See protector as family. As parent. Cannot be undone. Do-hyun did not understand. But I just help them. That's all. Lyra shook her head. She pointed at the children. Their skin was glowing. The colors were brighter now, and those colors seemed to pulse in rhythm with each other. They chose you, Lyra said through the device. You are their father now. In their hearts. In their minds. Cannot be changed. That's impossible, Do-hyun said. I'm not their father. I'm just a human. We're different species. Does not matter, Lyra said. You saved them. You protected them. You kept them warm and safe. That is father. That is enough. Junho whistled low. Do-hyun, do you understand what this means? No. Do-hyun said honestly. It means you're in even bigger trouble than I thought, Junho said. Before anyone could say more, there was a loud bang on the door. Station security. A woman's voice shouted. Open the door immediately. The children's colors changed. Dark red again. Terror. Lyra tried to stand but fell back on the bed. She was too weak. Do-hyun looked at Junho. Junho looked back at him. They were out of time. Open the door, or we'll force it open, the voice shouted. Do-hyun took a deep breath. He walked to the door and opened it. A tall woman in a security uniform stood outside. She had short black hair and hard eyes. Her name tag said Park Sora. Kang Do-hyun? She asked. Yes, he said. You're under arrest, Sora said. For hiding refugees and failing to report an emergency. Wait, Do-hyun said. Let me explain. Explain at the security office, Sora said. She pushed past him into the room. She saw the alien woman and children. Her expression did not change. Villani, she said. We've been looking for you for 6 hours. Your escape pod was reported. But you were not inside. We searched the entire station. Please, Do-hyun said. They were scared. They needed help. And you should have called us immediately. Sora said. She spoke into her communication device. I found them. Do-hyun's quarters. Send a medical team. The children started crying. Real crying now. Loud and scared. They climbed off the bed and ran to Do-hyun. They grabbed his legs, his hands. They were shaking. Sora looked at this. Her hard expression softened just a little. They're bonded to you, she said. It was not a question. That's what their mother said, Do-hyun replied. Sora sighed. This is going to be complicated. I know, Do-hyun said. But I'll do whatever it takes. I'll accept any punishment. Just please. Make sure they're safe. All of them. Created WN. Sora looked at him for a long moment. Then she nodded. We'll see what we can do, she said. The medical team arrived. They took Lyra away on a stretcher. The children tried to follow. But the doctors said no. They said the children would be in the way. The children screamed. They reached for their mother. Lyra reached back, calling to them. It was horrible to watch. Do-hyun could not stand it. He made a decision. I'll take care of them, he said loudly. Until their mother is better, I'll be responsible for them. Sora looked at him. You understand what you're saying? These are alien children. You don't know anything about them. Then I'll learn, Do-hyun said. I'll figure it out. I have to. The smallest child, the girl, was looking at him. Tears ran down her glowing face. Do-hyun picked her up. She wrapped her small arms around his neck and held on tight. Please, Do-hyun said to Sora. Let me do this. Sora was quiet. Then she spoke into her device again. Change of plans, she said. The children stay with Do-hyun. Post a guard outside his quarters. And get Dr. Choi up here. We need a xenobiologist. She looked at Do-hyun. "You better not make me regret this," she said. "I won't," Do-hyun promised. He did not know how he would keep that promise. But he would try. For these children, he would try anything. 2 weeks passed like a strange dream. Do-hyun's life became something he did not recognize. He woke up early every morning to 3 small aliens sleeping in a pile on his bed. He had tried to make them sleep separately, but they cried. So now they slept together, pressed close to each other for warmth. Sometimes Do-hyun woke up to find them pressed close to him too. Dr. Choi Hana came every day. She was a xenobiologist, a person who studied alien life. She was young, maybe 30 years old, with glasses and quick hands that were always writing notes. "Villani children need protein," she explained to Do-hyun on the 3rd day. "But not the same protein humans eat. Here, I made a list of foods that are safe for them." The list was long and complicated. Many of the foods were expensive, foods that Do-hyun could not normally afford on his maintenance worker salary. "I can't buy all this," Do-hyun said quietly. Hana looked at him. Then she smiled. "Don't worry," she said. "The station is covering the costs." Officer Sora approved it. "These children are official refugees now. The station must provide for them." Do-hyun felt relief wash over him. Learning to care for the children was hard. They did not speak Korean or standard language yet. They communicated with clicks, hums, and colors. Their skin changed colors to show how they felt. Red meant fear, blue meant calm, green meant happy, yellow meant curious, purple meant they wanted attention. Do-hyun learned to read their colors like other people read words. The biggest child was a boy. His name was Oren. He was the protector. He always stood between his siblings and anything he thought was dangerous. He was serious and careful. The middle child was also a boy. His name was KL. He was curious about everything. He touched everything, looked at everything, asked questions about everything. With his clicking sounds and pointing fingers, the smallest child was the girl. Her name was Mira. She was quiet. She did not make many sounds. But she watched everything with her big silver eyes. She was the one who held Do-hyun's hand the most. Do-hyun still worked his maintenance job. But now he worked only 4 hours a day instead of 12. His boss was angry at first, but Officer Sora talked to him. Now the boss left Do-hyun alone. Junho helped a lot. He built special things for the children. A bed that was low to the ground, chairs that were the right size, a table where they could eat. "You're good at this," Do-hyun told him one day. "I have nephews," Junho said with a smile. "Children are children, even if they're blue and glow in the dark." The children started learning words. Korean words. Simple ones. "Thank you," Oren said one day, after Do-hyun gave him food. The words were slow and careful, but they were clear. Do-hyun felt something warm in his chest. Pride. He was proud of Oren. "You're welcome," he said, speaking slowly so Oren could understand. Every few days, Do-hyun took the children to see their mother. Lyra was getting better, but slowly. The doctors said she would survive, but she needed to stay in the medical bay for at least a month, maybe longer. Every visit was the same. The children ran to their mother. They climbed onto her bed. They talked to her in their clicking language. Lyra held them and cried. Not sad crying. Happy crying. She watched Do-hyun during these visits. Her silver eyes followed him around the room. She did not say much, but when she did speak through the translation device, she was always grateful. "You care for them well," she said during one visit. "Better than I hoped." "I'm trying," Do-hyun said. "I'm not always good at it. Yesterday, Kale ate something he shouldn't have. He was sick all night. But he is okay now?" Lyra asked. "Yes, Dr. Choi helped." Lyra nodded. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said something that surprised Do-hyun. "They call you father," she said. "In Villani, the word they use, it means chosen father. Father of the heart." Do-hyun did not know what to say. He looked at the children. They were playing with a toy Junho had made. A simple ball that lit up when you threw it. I'm not their father, Do-hyun said. You're their mother. When you're better, they'll go back to you. Lyra looked sad. You do not understand Villani ways. The bond they have with you. It is permanent. It cannot be broken. Even when I am well, they will still need you. That doesn't make sense, Do-hyun said. I'm just a maintenance worker. I don't know anything about raising alien children. I talkin' of the 21 too. But you are doing it, Lyra said simply. Do-hyun looked. Mira had left the game. She was walking toward him. She held out her arms. She wanted to be picked up. Do-hyun picked her up. She put her head on his shoulder and hummed. A happy sound. Her skin glowed soft gold, content colors. See? Lyra said. She feels safe with you. All of them do. That is what father means. Before Do-hyun could respond, the door opened. Officer Sora walked in. And she was not alone. Behind her were 3 people Do-hyun had never seen before. They were Villani, tall, elegant, with skin that glowed in beautiful patterns. Lyra, Sora said. These are representatives from your government. They came as soon as they heard about what happened. The 3 Villani walked to Lyra's bed. They spoke to her in the Villani language. Fast, urgent words. Lyra responded, but her voice was weak. One of the Villani, a tall male with patterns like silver stars on his blue skin, turned to look at Do-hyun. His eyes were cold. You are the human, he said in perfect Korean. The one who claims to care for our children. I don't claim anything, Do-hyun said. I'm just helping until their mother is well. These children belong with their own kind, the Villani male said. Not with a human who knows nothing of our ways. Do-hyun felt anger rise in his chest, but he pushed it down. Getting angry would not help. They're safe, he said instead. They're fed, they're learning, they're happy. Isn't that what matters? What matters, the Villani male said, is that they understand their culture, their heritage. Things you cannot teach them. Dr. Choi Hana spoke up. She had been standing quietly in the corner. Ambassador Thel, she said, with respect, the children have bonded with Do-hyun. Separating them now would cause psychological damage. I've documented the bonding process. It's complete, irreversible. Ambassador Thel looked at Hana. You are saying a human can properly raise Villani children? I'm saying these specific children have chosen this specific human, Hana said. And by Villani law, their choice must be respected. Thel looked surprised. You know our laws? I study your people, Hana said. I know that children who bond during trauma must not be separated from their bonded parent. It's in your oldest traditions. Thel was quiet. He looked at Lyra. They spoke in Villani for several minutes. Lyra's voice grew stronger. She was arguing. Defending something. Defending Do-hyun, he realized. Finally, Thel turned back to Do-hyun. Lyra says you saved her life and the lives of her children, he said. She says you have honored the bond the children made with you. Is this true? I've done my best, Do-hyun said honestly. Your best may not be good enough, Thel said. Villani children need specific things. Education. Cultural training. Connection to their homeworld. Then help me give them those things, Do-hyun said. Don't take them away. Help me be better for them. Thel studied Do-hyun for a long time. The room was very quiet. Then something happened that no one expected. Mira, still in Do-hyun's arms, spoke. Her first clear words in Korean. My father, she said, patting Do-hyun's chest. My father. The room went completely silent. Oren and Kale heard their sister. They stopped playing. They ran to Do-hyun. They pressed against his legs. Our father, Oren said clearly. Stay with our father. Kale just made clicking sounds, but he held onto Do-hyun's leg tight. So tight. Lyra was crying again, but she was smiling too. Ambassador Thel looked shocked. He looked at the other 2 Villani with him. They whispered together in their language. Finally, Thel spoke. This is unprecedented, he said. A human bonded to Vellani children. This has never happened before. Maybe it should have, Officer Sora said from the door. Maybe this is something new, something good, or something dangerous, Thel said. But his voice was less cold now, more uncertain. These children have been through trauma, Hana said. They lost their father. They watched their mother nearly die. They were alone and scared. And then this human found them. He protected them. He learned their needs. He gave up his own comfort to care for them. That kind of love transcends species. Love, Thel repeated. He looked at Do-hyun again. Do-hyun looked down at the three small beings holding onto him, Mira's head on his shoulder, Oren's hand gripping his shirt, Kale's arms around his leg. He thought about the last 2 weeks. The sleepless nights. The worry. The fear of doing something wrong. But also the joy. The pride when they learned new words. The warmth when they chose to sit beside him instead of across the room. The way Mira smiled at him every morning. Yes, Do-hyun said quietly. I do. It was the truth. Somewhere during the last 2 weeks, these strange, glowing children had become his children. In his heart. If nowhere else. Ambassador Thel was quiet for a very long time. Then we have a problem, he said finally. A problem that will require the Galactic Council to solve. Over the word. What do you mean? Do-hyun asked. His heart was beating fast. Were they going to take the children away? I mean, Thel said, that this situation is beyond station law. Beyond even Vellani law. This will be decided by the highest authorities in the galaxy. And until then? Sora asked. Until then, Thel said, looking at the children holding on to Do-hyun. It seems the children have already decided where they belong. He nodded once to Do-hyun. It was not warm, but it was not hostile either. It was a start. The Galactic Council chamber was enormous. Do-hyun had never seen anything so big in his life. The ceiling was so high, he could barely see it. Screens covered the walls, showing faces of council members from 100 different worlds. Some looked like humans. Some looked like nothing Do-hyun had ever imagined. He sat at a small table in the center of the chamber. The children sat beside him. They were quiet. Their skin glowed with nervous colors, yellow and orange. Uncertain, Do-hyun wanted to hold their hands, but his lawyer had told him not to. It looks unprofessional, the lawyer had said. Do-hyun did not care about professional, but he cared about winning this case, so he kept his hands on the table. Lyra sat on the other side of the chamber. She was well now. Fully healed. She looked beautiful in traditional Vellani clothing. Her skin glowed with complex patterns. She looked like a queen. Do-hyun looked like a maintenance worker. Because that is what he was. The head judge was a being called Vor. It had 6 arms and skin like tree bark. It spoke in a deep voice that echoed through the chamber. We are here to decide the custody of 3 Vellani children, Vor said. Their mother, Lyra, is present. The human, Kang Do-hyun, claims parental rights due to bonding. We will hear arguments from both sides. The prosecutor stood up. His name was Vel. He was Vellani, tall and serious. His skin was dark blue, almost black. His voice was cold. Honored counsel, Vel said. This case is simple. These are Vellani children. They belong with their own species. Yes, they bonded with the human during a moment of crisis. But crisis bonding is temporary. It fades. Given time with their mother and their own people, the children will forget this human and return to normal. Mira made a small sound. A sad sound. She reached for Do-hyun's hand under the table. He took it. He did not care what the lawyer said. She needed him. Vel continued. The human knows nothing of Vellani culture. He cannot teach them their language properly. He cannot teach them their history. He cannot connect them to their homeworld. How can this be good for the children? Vel pulled up images on the big screens. Images of Vellani children on their homeworld. Playing. Learning. Living with their families. This is what these children should have, Vel said. A proper Volani childhood. Not a tiny apartment on a space station with a human who works in maintenance. Do-hyun felt something break inside him. Because Vel was right. He could not give the children a perfect Volani life. He could not give them their own world. He was just a poor maintenance worker. But then Oren stood up. His lawyer tried to pull him back down, but Oren shook his head. I want to speak, Oren said. His Korean was much better now. He had been practicing every day. Judge Vore looked surprised. The child wishes to speak? Let him, Lyra said from across the chamber. He has the right. Vore thought for a moment, then nodded. Very well. The child may speak. Oren climbed onto his chair so everyone could see him. He was so small, so young. But his voice was clear. Mr. Vel says we should forget our father, Oren said. But we cannot forget. He found us when we were scared. He fixed our mother when she was dying. He gave us food when we were hungry. He learned our colors when nobody else tried. Oren's skin glowed bright gold. Truth colors. Our first father died, Oren continued. His voice shook a little. Raiders killed him. We were sad. So sad. But then this father found us. He did not have to help. He could have called security and left. But he did not. He stayed. He carried our mother. He kept us safe. Tears ran down Oren's glowing cheeks. Mr. Vel says our father does not know Volani ways. That is true. But he learns. Every day. He learns. He asks Dr. Hana questions. He reads books about Volani. He tries so hard. Because he loves us. Mira stood up too. Then Kale. They stood beside their brother. We choose him, Mira said. Her voice was very quiet. But in the huge chamber, everyone could hear. We choose our father. Kale made clicking sounds. He was still learning Korean. But he pointed at Do-hyun. Then he put his hand over his heart. The meaning was clear. The chamber was silent. Some of the council members on the screens were wiping their eyes. Judge Vore looked at Do-hyun. What do you say, human? Why should you be allowed to keep these children? Do-hyun stood up slowly. His legs felt weak. He was not good at speeches. He was not good at big words. I do not have a good reason, he said honestly. Mr. Vel is right. I cannot give them everything a Volani parent could give them. I do not have money. I do not have a big house. I do not know all their traditions. Unquote. Unquote. I do not have a big house. He looked at the children. They were looking back at him. Trusting him. But I love them, Do-hyun said. That is all I have. Love. I love them when they wake up crying from nightmares. I love them when they make mistakes. I love them when they are happy and when they are sad. I love them not because they are Volani or because they are special. I love them because they are mine. In my heart, they are mine. His voice broke. Please, do not take them from me. Please. More silence. Then Lyra stood up. Everyone looked at her. This was the moment. Everyone thought she would ask for full custody. Everyone thought she would want her children back completely. But Lyra did not say that. Honored counsel, she said through her translator. I wish to speak. Proceed, Judge Vore said. Lyra took a deep breath. I am their mother. I gave birth to them. I raised them for 3 years. I love them more than my own life. When the raiders attacked, I threw myself in front of them. I took bullets meant for them. I would do anything for my children. She paused. But they need more than one parent. On my world, Volani children are raised by family groups. Mother, father, aunts, uncles, a community. But my mate is dead. My family is far away. I am alone here. She looked at Do-hyun. Her silver eyes were wet. Except I am not alone. Because this human helped me. He helped my children. And in doing so, he became family. Not by blood, not by species, but by choice, by action, by love. The chamber was so quiet Do-hyun could hear his own heartbeat. I propose a family bond, Lyra said. A permanent bond. Do-hyun and I will both be parents to these children. We will raise them together. They will learn both human and Vellani ways. They will have two parents instead of one. Twice the love, twice the protection, twice the family. Vel stood up quickly. This is unprecedented. A human and Vellani cannot form a family bond. Why not? Lyra asked. She was crying now, but her voice was strong. Because it has never been done before? Because it is strange? Because it is different? My children are alive because of this human's kindness. They are happy because of his love. Why should tradition deny them that? She looked at the council. I ask the council to recognize a new kind of family. Not human. Not Vellani. Both. A family made not by birth, but by choice. This is what I want for my children. This is what they want. This is what Do-hyun wants. Please, let us be a family. The council members talked among themselves. The chamber filled with whispers and clicking sounds and noises in languages Do-hyun did not understand. Judge Vor held up a hand for silence. This is indeed unprecedented, Vor said. A formal family bond between a human and Vellani. Such a thing has never been recorded in galactic law. Do-hyun's heart sank. However, Vor continued. The purpose of this council is not to maintain tradition for tradition's sake. Our purpose is to ensure the well-being of all beings under galactic protection, and these children's well-being is clear. Vor looked at the children. They were holding hands, all three of them, supporting each other. The children have made their choice clear, Vor said. They wish to remain with both parents. The mother agrees. The human agrees. We see no reason to separate a family that chooses to stay together. Vor banged a tool against the desk. A loud, final sound. The Galactic Council rules in favor of the family bond. Kang Do-hyun and Lyra are hereby recognized as co-parents to Oren, Kale, and Mira. They will share custody equally. All legal rights and responsibilities will be divided between them. This is our final decision. The chamber erupted in noise. Some were cheering, some were arguing, but Do-hyun did not hear any of it, because the children were hugging him, all three of them, crying and laughing and glowing in happy colors, gold and blue and bright, bright green. Lyra walked over to them. She knelt down and hugged her children too. And then, to Do-hyun's surprise, she hugged him. Thank you, she whispered in his ear. Her translator device made her words clear. Thank you for saving us. Thank you for loving them. Thank you for becoming family. Do-hyun could not speak. He just held them all. His family. His strange, wonderful, impossible family. Officer Sora walked over to them. She was smiling. Actually smiling. Congratulations, she said. You just made history. I just wanted to keep them safe, Do-hyun said. You did more than that, Sora said. You showed the galaxy something important. That family is not about biology. It is about choice. She handed him a datapad. This is your official custody document. You are now legally a parent. That means you need to fill out forms, a lot of forms. And you need to find a bigger place to live. And you need to enroll the children in school. And, Sora, Do-hyun said, laughing. One thing at a time. She smiled again. One thing at a time. Right. Junho appeared from the crowd. He was grinning. You did it, you idiot, he said. You actually did it. We did it, Do-hyun corrected. I could not have done this without you. Junho looked at the children. So, am I an uncle now? Oren looked up at Junho. He smiled. Uncle Junho. Junho laughed. Uncle Junho. I like that. As they left the council chamber, reporters shouted questions. Cameras flashed. Everyone wanted to know about the human who became father to alien children. But Do-hyun did not answer any questions. He just walked with his family, Lyra on one side, the children holding his hands. He was not a hero. He was not special. He was just a maintenance worker who did the right thing. And somehow, that was enough. 6 months later, everything was different. Do-hyun stood in his new apartment and smiled. It was not on Space Station Harmony 7 anymore. This apartment was on Central Hub Station, one of the biggest stations in known space. The apartment had 4 bedrooms, a real kitchen, and windows that showed the stars. He never imagined he would live in a place like this. "Father," Mira called from the living room. "Come see. We finished." Do-hyun walked out of the kitchen. The 3 children sat on the floor with a large puzzle spread out before them. They had been working on it for 3 days. It was a picture of Earth, Do-hyun's home planet, a planet he had not seen in 10 years. "Beautiful," Do-hyun said. "You did a wonderful job. Will we go there?" KL asked. His Korean was perfect now. All 3 children spoke Korean, Standard, and Villani. They were smart. So smart. "Someday," Do-hyun promised. "Someday we will visit Earth together. I will show you mountains and oceans." "And snow?" Oren asked. "You said there is snow on Earth." "Yes," Do-hyun laughed. "Lots of snow." The door opened. Lyra came in carrying bags of food. She looked tired but happy. She had been at the market buying ingredients for dinner. "I found the spices you needed," she said to Do-hyun. "The man at the shop said they are from Korea." "Thank you," Do-hyun said. He took the bags from her. "You should rest. You have been working all day." Lyra worked now too. She was a cultural consultant, teaching other species about Villani traditions and customs. Many people wanted to learn about Villani after the trial. The trial had made their family famous across the galaxy. "I am fine," Lyra said. But she sat down on the couch. The children immediately climbed onto the couch with her. They pressed against her, humming content sounds. Do-hyun watched them. His heart felt full. These 6 months had not been easy. Learning to be a parent was hard. Learning to be a co-parent with someone from another species was even harder. He and Lyra had to figure out everything together. How to divide responsibilities, how to make decisions, how to give the children both human and Villani experiences. But they figured it out. Slowly. One day at a time, the door chimed. Someone was here. "I will get it," Oren said. He loved answering the door. It made him feel grown up. He opened the door. Junho stood outside with Officer Sora. They came to visit every week. "Uncle Junho," all 3 children shouted. They ran to him. Junho laughed and hugged them. "Hello, troublemakers. Have you been good?" "Very good," Mira said. "I got an A on my language test. I built a model ship," Kale said. "Want to see?" "In a minute," Junho said. He looked at Sora. "We actually came here for a reason." "What reason?" Do-hyun asked. His stomach suddenly felt nervous. "Were they in trouble?" Sora smiled. "Relax. It is good news. The Galactic Council wants to meet with you again." "Why?" Lyra asked. She stood up, worried. "Because your case inspired 3 other families," Sora said. 3 other cases of cross-species family bonding. The Council wants to create official guidelines. They want you to help write them." Do-hyun stared at her. "Me? Help write galactic guidelines? I am just a maintenance worker." "You are not a maintenance worker anymore," Junho pointed out. "You are a cultural liaison now. You help people understand each other. That is your job." It was true. After the trial, the Villani government offered Do-hyun a job. A real job with good pay and benefits. His job was to help humans and Villani understand each other better, to build bridges between species. He still could not believe it sometimes. He was just a simple man who fixed broken things. Now he was helping fix something much bigger. Misunderstanding, fear, the walls between different kinds of people. "I do not know if I can do that," Do-hyun said honestly. "Write guidelines for the whole galaxy." "You do not have to do it alone," Lyra said. She came and stood beside him. "We will do it together. Like we do everything." She was right. They were partners now, not romantic partners, though people often assumed they were. Their bond was different. Deeper in some ways. They were family, permanent family. Connected by their love for the children. "Okay," Do-hyun said. "We will do it." Sora handed him a data pad with more information. The first meeting is next week. You will be working with representatives from 12 different species. They all want to learn from your experience. After Sora and Junho left, Do-hyun sat down with the data pad. He read through the information. It was a lot. So much responsibility. Are you nervous? Lyra asked. Very, Do-hyun admitted. So am I, Lyra said. But I am also excited. We can help others. Others who want to build families like ours. Father, come play with us, Kale called from his room. Do-hyun looked at Lyra. She smiled and nodded. Go, she said. I will start dinner. Do-hyun went to the children's room. They had set up a game, something involving toy spaceships and a lot of imagination. He sat down with them and played. He made spaceship noises. He pretended to be a space pirate. The children laughed and laughed. These were the moments he loved most. Simple moments. Playing, laughing, being together. Later that night, after dinner and baths and story time, Do-hyun tucked the children into bed. They still slept together in one big bed. They said they felt safer that way. Father, Mira said as he pulled the blanket over them. Are you happy? Yes, Do-hyun said without hesitation. I am very happy. Why do you ask? Because sometimes you look sad, Mira said. Like you are thinking about something that hurts. Do-hyun was surprised. Mira was very observant. She noticed things others missed. Sometimes I think about that night, Do-hyun said. When I found you. I think about how scared you were. How close we came to losing your mother. It makes me sad to remember. But we did not lose her, Oren pointed out. You saved her. You saved all of us. You were very brave, Kale added. I was not brave, Do-hyun said. I was just doing what needed to be done. That is what brave means, Mira said. She reached up and touched Do-hyun's face. Her small hand was warm. Doing what needs to be done even when you are scared. Do-hyun felt tears in his eyes. When had these children become so wise? I love you, he said. All three of you. So much. We love you too, Father, they said together. Their skin glowed in perfect harmony. Gold and blue and soft green. Happy, safe, loved colors. Do-hyun kissed each of their foreheads and turned off the light. He left the door open a little. Just how they liked it. He found Lyra sitting on the balcony. She was looking at the stars. The view from Central Hub Station was beautiful. Thousands of stars. Endless space. They are asleep? Lyra asked. Yes, Do-hyun said. He sat down beside her. Mira asked if I was happy. Are you? Lyra asked. She looked at him with those silver eyes. Do-hyun thought about his old life, his small apartment, his lonely nights, his simple routine. That life seemed like a dream now. A different person's dream. I never knew I could be this happy, he said honestly. 6 months ago, I was just fixing broken cooling systems and eating instant noodles. Now I have a family. A real family. I have a purpose. I matter to someone. You matter to many someones. Lyra corrected gently. You matter to me. You matter to our children. You matter to everyone who heard our story and found hope in it. I did not do anything special, Do-hyun said. I just helped some people who needed help. That is exactly what makes it special, Lyra said. You saw people in need, and you helped. You did not think about species or differences, or whether it was convenient. You just helped. That is humanity's gift. That is what makes your species extraordinary. Do-hyun felt his cheeks get warm. He was not used to compliments. Your people are extraordinary too, he said. You welcomed me into your culture. You trusted me with your most precious tradition. Family bonding. That takes courage. We did not have a choice, Lyra said with a smile. The children chose you first. We had to accept it. They sat in comfortable silence for a while. Below them, the station was alive with activity. Ships coming and going, people from hundreds of worlds living together. Working together. Building something new. Do you think we can do it? Do-hyun asked. Help write guidelines for the council? Help other families? I think we have to try, Lyra said. We have been given something precious. A family that crosses boundaries. If we can help others find the same thing, we should. Do-hyun nodded. She was right. Thank you, he said suddenly. For what? Lyra asked. For trusting me, Do-hyun said. For seeing that I could be a good father even though I am human. For giving me this life. This family. I never imagined I could have something like this. More. Lyra reached over and took his hand. It was not romantic. It was something else. Something deeper. Family. You gave me something too, she said. You gave me hope when I thought I had lost everything. You showed me that family can be built, not just born. That love is stronger than fear. That different species can choose to be one family. She squeezed his hand. So thank you. For everything. They sat together, watching the stars, thinking about the future. There would be challenges ahead. Raising children was never easy. Raising children in a cross-species family would be even harder. But they would face it together. Inside, the children slept peacefully. Their skin glowed softly in the darkness. The glow pulsed in perfect rhythm. With each other. With their parents' heartbeats. The Villani sign of complete family bonding. Somewhere far away, other families were forming. Other species were learning to trust each other. Other children were finding parents in unexpected places. The galaxy was changing. Slowly. One family at a time. And it all started because a simple maintenance worker named Kang Do-hyun saw 3 scared children and decided to help. He did not know it would change everything. He did not know he would become famous. He did not know he would find a family. He just did what felt right. And sometimes, that is all it takes. One person, one choice, one moment of kindness. To change the galaxy, to build a family, to show everyone what it really means to be human. Not because humans are strongest, not because they are smartest, but because when someone needs help, humans help. That is what HFY means. Humanity. Fuck yeah.